Aries, how's it going? Let's get into it. This is going to be a 48-hour reading from August 4th through August 5th. All right. This is very, very Aries. This is a channel where I do Aries readings. So whether you have an Aries placement anywhere in your chart, you're more than welcome to listen to this reading. I hope it resonates with you. All right, let's see what kind of messages are for Aries on August 4th through the 5th. All right, what kind of messages do we have for Aries 4th through the 5th? What is the theme for Aries in the next 48 hours? I'll take the 2. So we've got 8 of Swords and the Tower. What is a high point for Aries in the next 48? Too many cards. What is a high point for Aries in the next 48? I'll take the 2. 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands. What is a low point for Aries? Oh, 2 of Swords. Put this down actually so you guys can see it a little better. What is a lesson for Aries to focus on in the next 48? What is the lesson for Aries? What kind of lessons? We have the Knight of Swords. And where should Aries focus their energy in the next 48 hours? Oh, wow. 2 cards, but they flew out. We've got the King of Wands and the Judgment. All right. Let's put this over here. Okay, so what we have in the first position, our theme for the next 48 is 8 of Wands. I'm sorry, 8 of Swords in reverse and the Tower. For our high point in the next 48 hours, we have the 8 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Wands. We have the 7 and the 8, okay, back to back, both wands. For our low point, we have the 2 of Swords. We've received this card before, recently. We have the Knight of Swords for our lesson. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Judgment for where Aries should focus their energy. I don't know why that felt hard to say. Aries should focus their energy. Okay. Let's start with our theme here. Again, 8 of Swords in reverse and the Tower. Basically, things are going to get worse. There's going to be a sudden change here. Now, before anybody goes freaking out, I don't like to see the Tower card. But again, change is necessary. Okay, and usually the Tower is just like, it's a change, but it's kind of unexpected. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh my God, everything's going to come crashing down, like dramatic as this picture is. But yeah, things are going to, get torn down so that they can be rebuilt in a different way. And it's like, honestly, I always felt like Spirit never shows this card unless you need to know it. Okay, that's how I've always felt. And honestly, sometimes, like for me, my anxiety, I don't know, this might be a little too personal, but for me, my anxiety kind of kicks in and I always get this card, but my anxiety is, I always think something is gonna, I always worry too much. And in the end, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have been worried at all. Like, this was really good for me. So I don't know if that helps. I hope it does help you a little bit in understanding the way this card works. But like, change is scary and it doesn't really matter because change is scary. But change is also good. So we have the 8 of Swords where things might seem like they're going to get worse, or also, you got to take a step back. You got to organize. You're going to have to readjust. You're going to have to organize yourself. Something either has happened or might happen that is going to kind of change suddenly, and it's going to require you to kind of step back and reassess, Aries. And you're going to have to figure out what to do, okay? That being said, a high point, we have the Eight of Wands and in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Basically, this is going to tell you need to go with the flow of things, and you need to set boundaries with people, and you need to learn how to say no. Okay, I have a feeling like there's some changes coming in. Maybe some people are coming in that haven't really been, that have taken an absence for a while, or maybe they're returning. Maybe you're getting like a new boss or something. I don't know. Just thoughts. I don't know why those came to me. Okay, but your high point is that you're gonna, Aries, what you're gonna be able to do is you're gonna be able to kind of go with the flow. You're gonna be able to assess the situation. I don't think you're gonna come in hot-headed or anything. Like, yeah, change is happening. Something might come that's unexpected. Something might throw you off. Okay. That might happen, but I think what you're going to do is you're going to assess, you're going to look around, okay? You're going to just be observing, you're going to go with the flow, and then you're going to be able to communicate and set boundaries, okay? So that I think, and you're going to learn to say no when it doesn't work for you, okay? So like, don't get all hot, bothered, and flustered. Okay, what I think Spirit is trying to say here is that learn to communicate exactly what it is that you want to say. All right, and in a professional, kind of well-toned way. Again, like I said, don't get flustered. Your low point for the next 48 hours, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, this is about making choices and just remembering that there's more than one way that you can move forward. All right. Try not to avoid making a choice, because I have a feeling here you might get asked something, or you might be presented with a situation and you're going to want to avoid it, and you're not going to want to make choices. Okay, and I'm going to come back to this card when it comes over here with the Judgment and the Knight of Wands in reverse. But basically, I have a feeling like in the next 48 hours, you're going to feel like, I don't want to make a decision. I don't know what to do. I don't, I could go this way, I could go that way, and you're going to be stuck, and you're going to be like, look, I don't know what to do. And I think you're going to feel like that feels wrong, but don't feel wrong about that. And the reason why I say that is because, it's all about your divine timing, and when you make your decision is when it feels right for you. And I know as an Aries that may, like, not making a decision and not going and not doing and things not being in motion is like really scary for an Aries. We are a fire sign. We like to go, go, go. We like to do things. We like to get things done. And that's going to feel scary when you're just kind of like a little suspended up in the air. Okay. Especially when things are changing around you and you're not doing anything about them. I think it's okay though. I think it's going to be more in your head about not making a decision, but you're going to be like, oh, things are happening, things are changing. I need to assess and readjust. But what you're going to be really good at is kind of observing, watching, and setting good boundaries and going with the flow on stuff. Okay. And you might be feeling like, oh, I need to make a decision. But I don't think you do right now. I think that's going to be in your head. You're going to feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not stepping up, or you're not making choices. And I don't want you to feel that way. Okay. But you might feel that way. All right. But Spirit is saying that staying level-headed and setting boundaries with people is good. Moving on. Your lesson, which is the Knight of Swords. Your lesson for the next 48 hours is, I wish I could draw a diagram for you. I almost want to get out a piece of paper. So when I see the Knight of Swords, I'm thinking like you're really focused on something. You are hyper focused and you are ignoring other facets of life. Now, can this be a good thing? Heck yes. Can this also backfire on you? Yes. But I'm not sensing that I'm not sensing this card in a backfired way at all. I'm sensing it in a very positive way. Basically, with this Knight of Swords, I feel like you have a vision, you have an idea, and you're going down this path, and so you're here. And then you have all these distractions coming at you, trying to, put you on different paths. And I think this Knight of Swords is saying that no, like you're going to stay focused. You're going to get what you need to do. You've got a mission and you're doing it, okay? And if that equates into a lesson somehow, if that's something you need to learn how to do, if you need to learn how to, avoid distractions, or if maybe you need to set boundaries. Maybe you are going to do better at setting boundaries with people and letting them know like, hey, I need 15 minutes to myself, or hey, I'm working on this project. I will contact you in a few hours, or hey, this isn't what I was anticipating. Is this up for discussion? I don't know, things like that. Okay. So I think you're going to have super focus. You're going to be like tunnel vision on something. And I think avoiding distractions and getting off track is something that is to be learned, or is something that you are tweaking and mastering and getting even better at. So where should you focus your energy, Aries, in the next 48? I don't have a runny nose. I'm going to have to grab a tissue soon. Let me grab some of this coffee. 1 second. But we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Beautiful card. And Judgment. Also a beautiful card. Okay, so what I'm getting for this is don't focus your energy. Okay, so where should Aries focus their energy? I want you to not focus on things that just aren't going well, okay? Something might be delayed here, okay? The Knight of Wands in reverse does mean delays. It can mean that documents aren't coming as fast as you want them to. It can mean that people are traveling and then it's causing separation. Okay, it just means that things aren't going well and that they may be delayed. Okay, and so I'm kind of taking it back to the Tower here and the Eight of Swords, which is also like there might be a sudden change in something and you're gonna have to adapt. Don't think that, again, not terrible card to have. Change is good, but there might be a sudden change all this means is just something you weren't expecting. This doesn't mean your whole life is going to come crashing down and burn into flames or anything like that. It just means an unexpected change. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Okay. And with the Eight of Swords in reverse behind it, I think things can get a little worse. Something's going to happen and it's not going to be in your favor. Okay. I do think that. I don't know what that is for you, okay? But the Knight of Swords is saying that, that's a part of life. Things get delayed. Things get pushed back. Things don't go well all the time. Everything is not gravy. And then you have your Judgment card on front of that, which is saying change is coming. You need to focus on what it is that you want, okay? So, kind of like the law of attraction, which is kind of like, I don't know, what is that law that's like or maybe it's a saying. It's kind of like you are, or you get what you think about the most. So your thoughts are very powerful, right? So make sure you're thinking about what you want your real actual reality and your outcome to be. Okay? Think about that. Honestly, reflect about that. Okay? That's part of this Eight of Swords too, which is kind of organizing yourself and figuring out how you want to move forward. Because if you put her upright, right, this woman is standing here, she's blindfolded or she's handcuffed, and you think she's in trouble because she's surrounded by a bunch of swords. But she's not, okay? All right? She's not in real danger, okay? These swords aren't coming to stab her or anything like that. They're just suspended in the air near her. Okay, and so when this is in reverse, just know that maybe she just needs to take a breath, she needs to think about things, and she needs to figure out a way out, and she needs to figure out how to move forward, okay? And that's what you need to do in an unexpected situation. You're gonna figure out how to move forward, okay? So you get what you think about the most, and so think about the outcome it is that you want. Try not to worry and stay in the past. Don't dwell on the delays, okay? Honestly, this might be what you need. It might work out to your advantage, okay? But again, you don't know these things until hindsight, right? So also too, Aries, I want you to understand. So if you take anything from this reading, I want you to understand that things are not going to always go your way. Unexpected change is going to come, okay? And just know that when you make choices, that it's okay to take your time. Like I said, I was going to come back to this card because you feel like you don't want to make the choice right now, or you're kind of avoiding it and you don't want to move forward. It's okay to take the time to really assess and make a good choice, because the Judgment card here is always here to remind you that your choices that you make can affect your entire life. Not to put any pressure on you or anything like that, but yeah, the choice, like big choices, okay? Not did I have orange juice or grapefruit juice for breakfast this morning, but like big choices, okay, do have effects on your life. So this is kind of like that Judgment card that like, oh, this is the big Judgment card. This is the major arcana. We're talking about like major life events, okay? So just know that things aren't going to go well and there may be delays, but you need to focus on what it is that you want. Focus on the positive things that you want and what kind of outcomes you want, because change is coming. This card definitely means change is coming, all right? And that I want you to, and then focus on making choices, because they can affect your entire life. Okay. Aries, I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, you're awesome. Go ahead and tell me in the comments, please tell me how this resonated with you, or if it did, I would love to hear. Thank you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in my next 48.